I'll go back on it.
It'll last a week now.
Standing on a chair,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
he fixes it about every 3 months. It's good.
Everybody's holding their breath. There we go.
Very good.
If that isn't mayoral candidate stuff, I don't know what is.
How many times, Diane, have I done that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
say
is that
about
right?
every 3 months.
Let's reenact it so
A
we get a
lot.
photo.
I've done that a lot of times,
That's
yeah.
your fetish, is it?
I don't get it. We need a new clock, so we need.
Put that in the budget.
Yeah. Council budget, Diane.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
New clock for council chambers.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow board members, and the July 10th Plan Commission meeting. We'll get started. The first thing will be approval of minutes. And has someone read the minutes? And
I have read the minutes, and I will move that we approve the minutes from June 12th.
thank you, Michelle.
I'll second that.
Mr. Ott seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you. And now, let's see, get down here to the next. New business, 2023-1601, Enterprise Drive, all secure storage.
Nope.
Yeah, we're on
That was last month,
Oh, I'm on minutes, that's right, yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead and read it all. What is it?
So we have a couple resolutions here to do at the top of the meeting. The first one is Resolution 2023-0701. And these resolutions have been approved by the Redevelopment Commission, and now we need a recommendation from this board to take to the City Council. So that would be the action I would request tonight, is just give a recommendation to the City Council for these resolutions. In a nutshell, this first resolution that we're going to look at is for the expansion of the central development area. This expansion will include the former Owen site and the former Marsh site. This will enable the city to incentivize and participate in these redevelopment initiatives. So I just ask that you would approve this resolution as presented. That way we can take it to the City Council. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Is the Owen site a go as far as that apartment?
Yeah, everything's moving along nicely, so it's looking really good on that. So I'm not, day to day, I'm not involved in that, but I haven't heard anything to the contrary, so it
And
seems to be
this
moving.
was part of the bargain, this tip arrangement, is that?
Yeah, this will help us do infrastructure or participate in the project in ways that the city can help. So that would be the reason to capture that TIF money that will be generated from the development.
Rick, if you look at the second, the map, you'll see that it shows you that Owens, the former Owens or Kroger property, and then the Marsh properties have been added to this redevelopment district. Obviously for the Kroger development you just mentioned, and then earlier this afternoon, the Redevelopment Commission approved a resolution to purchase Marsh for just over $1.2 million. So hopefully retail, first thing would be grocery store, but any kind of retail, commercial activity there.
On the Marsh
We're going
side?
to see on the Marsh. Pretty exciting.
And that
Really
would just
exciting,
give
not
the
pretty
city
exciting. Yeah, it's very good.
control over what happens in these two places.
Okay.
And we didn't have that before.
For
And I
those
think-
of you who are as unsophisticated as I am, Justin and Diane have assured me that there's no opposition to this either, so for us lay people, we know.
Yeah, the redevelopment last month, I think it was, approved this and just all a part of it. I think the next step, Justin, it goes to council.
Correct.
That's-
So,
Okay.
And it's really a wise move to capture this change in tax revenue that will be generated by the development. We'd just be leaving money on the table if we didn't. So it makes a lot of sense to do this.
Does anyone have any questions or comments of Justin or in general on this?
Do the future plans for the development come before Plan Commission at all?
They would go through tech review. So since they're not subdivided, well, there may be some combining of the parcels. So the Plan Commission may see some activity on that site, but the actual plans for the development would go before tech review.
So as long as it meets the criteria, the way it's zoned right now, the way it's set up, if they're using the parcel as is, it wouldn't come to us. But
Okay.
if they want to make changes, it would.
Right, but everything they do still has to meet all the city's requirements, and we'll still go through a full
Yep.
review, so, okay.
Drainage, all that stuff is still.
And that'll be a job for you down there at Marsh.
Yes, yeah, I look forward to it.
Other questions or comments?
Yeah, the couple of residential houses that are in that area, does it affect them in any way?
No, this shouldn't have any impact on the resident.
Okay.
They did a lot of work on that park.
Yeah, that Rorick Park, it's looking really good.
Yeah. It's attractive. I just hope it stays dry.
So is there any intention for across the street from Marsh, since that's included in this area?
I haven't heard anything directly. I know that there's a couple property owners there that it may stimulate some sort of development activity, but this, as far as the initial plans with this designation, I haven't heard anything about something being included on the east side of 15.
So why are we including it?
That's a good question. There might be something that I'm not aware of. So that could be a question for Jeremy or the redevelopment commission to ask why all that was included. The chambers over there, I think there's a lot of startups in those buildings, so I don't know if there's maybe something on the horizon for that area. It's very possible.
Bob, you're saying that those residential homes are included in the area too?
The ones behind Marsh, I think that's what Dan was asking about, right?
Yes.
And there's some next to the
Oh, that were
chamber.
affected, yeah. I was talking about across the street.
There's some next to the chamber.
Yeah, there are some across the street too. I don't think very many, though.
Yeah, okay. Did you get your questions answered?
Well, not really, because I don't know what the residential.
So the houses behind Marsh are not included. They did include the chamber and some commercial parcels to the east of 15.
Right.
But the residential, the area behind Marsh is not, those houses are not
Those are
included.
not included, yeah.
No, you can see the parcel lines, but that's not actually those houses.
Those residences across the street,
Okay.
is that zoned for business or something like that? Is the idea that at some point that may change?
Yeah, there are a number of businesses through there. There's a couple houses, but yeah.
Well, there used to be like Fellowship Missions was in one of them.
Yeah. So it's
And this is
pretty
good.
commercial there. It's a majority commercial.
This would be for potential development. Nothing is gonna happen unless potential. And then if it does, then the revenue gain would be right back into this entire district. So I imagine it's potential. I mean, I'm on the redevelopment commission, but that's why that's also been
And
captured.
there are a couple of vacant properties on that side, so there may be some smaller projects that are being looked at as part of that.
Okay. Further questions or comments? Okay.
I make a motion, we pass resolution 2023-0701.
Okay.
Second.
And seconded by Jim. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes unanimously. Go ahead and take the next one right away.
So next we have Resolution 2023-0702. And this is similar to the previous resolution. It's a reallocation of the Gaki parcel. So I know a lot of you've probably seen in the news that there's a developer that's wanting to move forward with the Gaki site, which is very great news. So this reallocation will allow us to capture the allocations for that area separately from the TIF that it was in, and help us spur the development there as well. So I just ask for your approval of this. Please let me know if you have any questions. And this is again a resolution that we're giving a recommendation to council for.
Are there any questions or comments of Justin?
I think also the important thing, it's the Gaki project allocation area. It's just that area. It's a resetting of the clock, page 6, if you look at number 9, to 25 years. So capturing development and revenue or taxes generated, tax increment in that area.
Other questions or comments? Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, Michelle, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, very good. Thank you. Now, we have Greenbrier Phase 1. Justin?
Yeah, so now we're on to case 2023-0701, and this is for the final plat for the Greenbrier subdivision Phase 1. This plat has been submitted in a timely fashion and reviewed for its conformity to the subdivision control ordinance. The petitioner wishes to subdivide 18.91 acres into 53 lots. The preliminary plat for the subdivision was approved in late 2021. Since that approval, the developer has constructed the public infrastructure portion of this project. There is some electrical work that needs to be finished on the lift station, but other than that, the lift station is complete. That will serve this development. As a reminder, Phase 2 of this development includes a PUD, which was approved in general detail by the City Council in 2001. Phase 1 of this development is unaffected by the PUD and conforms to Residential 1 zoning. It is the opinion of the Planning Department that the final plat for the Greenbrier subdivision Phase 1 should be approved by this board.
Okay. Any questions or comments of Justin?
Just a comment to share with the board of the commission. We have, the city's utility department and public works departments has inspected and evaluated the installed infrastructure. And we've all feel it's sufficient and adequate, so there are no concerns with accepting that infrastructure at this time, which I know is a Board of Works action, but it goes hand in hand with accepting of this plat.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn. Other questions or comments?
I have a question for the developer. Just wanted to double check. So Block B is going to be the green space area, correct? Like the one right next?
Why don't you come on up to the mic and then give us your name right away, and we'll make it all official here.
Yeah, Jeff Thomas, 9601 Coldwater Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Oakmont Development.
Thank you.
So in your preliminary plat, Block B was going to be a green space, and I see that it's still there. And then I've driven out by there. Then Block C is kind of more of just a buffer zone, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It is a block area, it's still common area.
Still a common area that, will it be mowed like that people
Yes,
can
correct.
access it? Okay. I wasn't sure, looking at it when I was out there, how it would. You've had a great opportunity to see how everything drains to your ponds.
Yes.
With all this rain.
Rain, yeah.
It looks like it's doing a great job, that you've got it graded really well. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to go out and look at it, but they had quite some rivers of mud there down their streets, but they all got drained into their ponds, so it looks like it's working
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, we had guys that are actually today cleaning things up, continuing to seed things and whatever. So just so you guys know, as the process goes for us, we're waiting for infrastructure from the gas and electric companies. Once they come through and tear up the site, because that's how utilities work, we'll come back with our guys, clean it up again, and then permanently seed like the fronts of the lots and some of that stuff. We don't want to do that now. If we came in and strawed it, it holds moisture in the ground, and their trenchers would get all bogged down, and it creates more mud and more chaos. So what we'd like to do, we're working right now with them on scheduling for the gas and electric. In fact, electric should be starting here next week. And as they get done and get completed, we'll be able to come in and clean some of those up. We have a few areas that we have to run some sidewalk and some common area in some of the common areas and things like that. We'll get to all that as well. We just as well as we got street lights and some signage, but electric company doesn't like us putting that in before they trench in their lines. So all of that will be completed here pretty quick.
Are there other questions or comments? No?
They've been very cooperative developers so far, so I feel confident that we're just fine continuing forward with this as we wrap it up.
Okay, good. Any final thoughts?
No, we're excited to get started. So
Okay.
in order to do that, we've got to get our plat recorded. That's one of the things, utility companies, as you guys know, till the plat's recorded, easements and stuff really aren't in place. So the sooner we can get this done, even though the electric company in their schedule would like to go ahead and get started, to make everything kind of legal, I need to get your signatures on this. So we're excited to get started. We're going to bring some houses here pretty quick. And again, we're anxious to already get into Section 2. So
From your standpoint, is the demand for housing still pretty strong in this area?
it is.
Yeah, okay, good.
Very, actually. Yeah, very. There are very few homes on the market, existing-wise. I don't know how many of you guys follow the home sales and stuff in your area, but and I don't know what the number is currently. The last 2 weeks, I haven't looked, but the homes on the market are very, very low here. New construction still needs to be had. Again, Warsaw's been undeveloped, so to speak, and keeping up with your population and businesses and growth. So this is something that, again, I think we'll go through fairly quickly, and we'll, like I said, hopefully move into Section 2 pretty quick. We're already looking at other sites here because we think the demand here will be very strong for a while. Interest rates obviously are a little bit of a problem, but all it's done in our area is just put us back to maybe a more normal growth, as opposed to just absolutely crazy. We are all just very blessed to be in Northeast Indiana, and continue to see growth like we have in this area.
What about materials cost for housing? Is that moderated, or is it still running pretty high?
Some, it continues to fluctuate. So what we've seen is lumber prices have come down quite a bit, but then at the same time, I don't know how much of you had heard some of this, but in the fall and through winter, we had a shortage to where they actually were allocating concrete to certain builders and sites. It became a real problem all across our state. So of course that drove up pricing of concrete. We still have wiring is still expensive because most of that stuff comes from China, and we have all kinds of issues on things like that with lighting, appliances. So we haven't seen those kind of things come down, but the things that are either built in our country or that have started to see because of demand elsewhere in the country slowing down, like again lumber and stuff, we've seen some prices of that start to come down a little bit.
Thank you.
You bet.
Remind me what the price range of the homes are estimated to be?
Again, as we work through both sections, because we will have some duplexes in here, but we'll probably be in that 250, 260 up to probably 4 something. Yeah, I'm not real sure on, we're the developer, not the builder on that end, but that's about what we anticipate, somewhere in that price range.
Other questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much.
You bet. I don't know the process. I do have the plat, covenants, restrictions, Justin.
There's the brains right down there,
Okay.
and right here.
Okay, here I am. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the final plat for Greenbrier 2023-0701.
Thank you, Diane. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Jim, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate your interest in the community.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other business?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Aaron.
Second.
Jim? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, okay. You get to go. I gotta stick around and sign stuff.
You're important.
I'm so put upon.
May I turn this off?
This one, we click on the document and